My estranged sister's lawyer called demanding I give up the safe deposit box from our father's estate. I let her open it. Inside was a letter naming me as executor and her as the reason I'm gone. My sister Diane cut me off 15 years ago when I refused to loan her money for her third failed business. She called me selfish and told the family I abandoned her. She was always good at spinning stories. Growing up, she'd break something and somehow make it my fault. She'd steal money from mom's purse and cry until everyone believed I did it. By the time we were adults, half the family thought I was the problem child. Fast forward to last month. Dad passed away suddenly. Heart attack at 68. I found out from a Facebook post, not even a phone call. At the funeral, Diane showed up in designer clothes I knew she couldn't afford, crying loudly about losing her beloved father. She worked that room like a politician. Then she spotted me in the back row. Her tears dried up instantly. She whispered something to her lawyer boyfriend, and they both stared at me like I was trespassing. After the service, she made a scene, telling relatives I only showed up for the money, that I'd neglected Dad in his final years, that she was the one who'd been there for him. I didn't correct her. I just listened. 3 days later, her lawyer sent me a formal letter. Your father's safe deposit box contains important estate documents. As next of kin, my client has legal right to access it immediately. You are required to provide access within 48 hours or face legal action. I knew exactly what was in that box. Dad had told me the month before he died during our weekly lunch. We'd been meeting every Thursday for 7 years. Same diner, same booth, same order. Diane had no idea. He'd looked tired that day, more tired than usual. Son, he said, I need you to promise me something. When I'm gone, don't fight her. Just let her open the box. Let her see it herself. I promised, but I decided to let this play out exactly as Dad wanted. I scheduled the bank appointment for the following Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. I showed up in jeans and a t-shirt. Diane arrived 15 minutes late in a black dress and heels. She brought her lawyer boyfriend, her new husband Marcus, and 2 cousins as witnesses. She wanted an audience. The bank manager, Mrs. Chen, had known Dad for 30 years. She looked uncomfortable as she led us to the vault. Diane was practically vibrating with excitement, already discussing with Marcus which properties they'd sell first. Her lawyer had a notepad ready. Mrs. Chen opened the box with both our keys. Inside was a single envelope, thick, cream-colored, Dad's handwriting on the front. Nothing else. No deeds, no stock certificates, no cash, just the letter. Diane's smile faltered. Where's everything else? Mrs. Chen just gestured to the envelope. Diane grabbed it first, tearing it open. Her face went from confident to confused to absolutely pale in about 10 seconds. Her hand started shaking. The lawyer leaned over to read it and immediately stepped back. The letter was addressed to the family. Dad's handwriting, witnessed and notarized. It laid out everything in painful detail. How Diane had been stealing from him since she was 19. The forged checks that started small, $50 here, $100 there, then thousands. The credit cards she'd opened in his name, maxing them out and leaving him to pay. The second mortgage she'd somehow taken out on his house using forged documents, nearly costing him his home. He'd kept every receipt, every bank statement, every piece of evidence for 20 years. He'd paid off her debts 7 times, sold his car twice to cover her mistakes, delayed his retirement by a decade. But the final paragraph destroyed her completely. To my daughter Diane, you are the reason I'm writing this will from a place of sadness rather than joy. You have taken from me not just money, but trust, peace, and years of my life spent covering your mistakes and lies. You convinced the family I was the one who abandoned you, when in truth, you've been stealing my life piece by piece since you learned to forge my signature. I leave you nothing, because you've already taken everything you could. I hereby name my son as sole executor and beneficiary of my entire estate. He's the only one who visited me not for money but for terrible coffee and conversation. He's the only one who actually loved me. Diane tried to speak. Nothing came out. Marcus was staring at her like he'd never seen her before. Her lawyer quietly closed his briefcase and left without a word. The cousins she'd brought for backup slowly backed away from her, whispering to each other. She looked at me, mascara running. You knew, and you let me embarrass myself. I shrugged. Dad wanted you to see it. He wanted everyone to see it. She tried calling me that night 73 times. I never answered. The family group chat went silent for a week. Then slowly people started reaching out to me, apologizing, asking if the letter was true. It was all true. Every word.